Have you ever wondered why some people transform their lives while you stay in the same place? It's not because they're smarter. It's not because they're luckier. It's because they do tiny things, so small you barely notice, but over time, they create insane change. Today, I'm giving you 15 habits just like that. Each one takes only a few minutes. But together, they quietly turn you into the strongest version of yourself. If you want to change your life and don't know where to start, start here. Habit 1: Make your bed, but for a different reason. Not to keep your room tidy. And not because successful people do it. This habit exists for a much stronger reason. When you make your bed right after waking up, you send your brain a very clear signal. I am someone who does what I say I will do. A simple 20-second morning win raises the standard for your entire day. Suddenly skipping the gym feels wrong. Letting dishes pile up feels off. Lowering your personal standards feels uncomfortable. It is not the bed that changes you. It is the daily proof you create. You are someone who completes even the smallest tasks. And those tiny wins slowly pull your whole life upward. Habit 2: Read something that grounds you. Bible or any anchor text. It does not matter what religion you follow. It does not matter whether you read the Bible, the Tao Te Ching, Zen teachings, or a philosophy book you truly respect. What matters is this. Before the world pulls you in 100 different directions, you need something that anchors you. 10 minutes of reading every morning. Just 10 minutes. Does something TikTok, the news, emails, and social media will never do. It puts you in control instead of in reaction mode. It pulls your mind out of the dopamine spiral and brings you back to the real questions. Where am I heading? What does today mean? What actually matters to me? Sometimes one sentence, one paragraph, one idea is enough. You read it, sit still for a few seconds, and you feel balanced again. This is not a spiritual habit. This is not a philosophical habit. This is the habit that keeps your mind from getting knocked off balance in the first minute of the day. And when you have an anchor, the rest of the day becomes far less chaotic. Habit 3: Wake up before noise. You do not need to wake up at 5 a.m. You do not need to become a legendary early riser. You only need to wake up before the world around you gets loud. Before notifications. Before emails. Before deadlines. Before the invisible demands that pull you through the entire day. This time is not meant for productivity. It is meant to give you back control. When you wake up before the noise, you get a few minutes where no one needs you. No one asks for you. No pressure, no demands. Just you and silence. And in that silence, your mind sends a very important message. Today, I lead, I do not chase. It is more than a habit. It is a mental warm-up. The thing that makes your entire day less chaotic and less driven by other people. Habit 4: Phone-free walk. No headphones. No podcast. No music. No trying to use the time to learn more. Just you, your breath, and the sound of your footsteps. In a world where the mind is constantly pulled by notifications, sounds, and endless content, a walk without your phone is one of the rare moments when your brain can clean itself up. When nothing is being pushed into your mind, your thoughts begin to organize on their own. What you need to do becomes clearer. What you are worried about feels smaller. New ideas rise from the empty space. This is not a healthy habit in the usual sense. This is a moment of cognitive recovery. A form of natural thinking that you lose when your attention is always tied to a screen. Just 10 to 15 minutes. And you will notice this. Your mind becomes smarter when you give it room to breathe. Habit 5: One deep work hour. 1 hour of real, focused work is stronger than 5 hours of distracted work. No multitasking. No 10 tabs open. No saying you will finish it later. Just one task. For 1 hour. And everything else is locked out. Turn off notifications. Set a timer. Let your mind understand that this is the hour of seriousness. The strange thing is this. During that hour, you become a different version of yourself. Sharper, faster, brighter. This 1 hour does more than improve your productivity for the day. Sometimes it pulls your entire week back on track. This is not a work habit. This is how you train your mind to respect itself. Habit 6. Lift heavy things. This is not a habit for looking better. It is the fastest way to rebuild inner strength, both physical and mental. When you lift something heavy, your body starts shaking. Your mind begins to doubt. And every second tells you to stop. And in the moment you keep going, you are building the one thing real life demands from you: the ability to handle pressure. Physical load increases mental resilience. Muscle strength pulls discipline and endurance along with it. You do not just become physically stronger. You become stronger against your own difficult days. That is the real value of lifting heavy things. Habit 7. Drink water like your brain depends on it. Because it truly does. Your brain runs on electrical signals. No water means no transmission. And no transmission means no focus. Drinking enough water is not a healthy habit. It is an energy-saving habit. Your mood becomes more stable. Your mind feels less foggy. Your body feels less tired. Your decisions throughout the day become sharper. It is the cheapest habit with the biggest power. When you stay hydrated, you operate like an upgraded version of yourself. Habit 8. Read 10 pages every day. Slow, steady. It feels small, but it changes the way you think. 10 pages a day becomes 300 pages a month. 300 pages a month becomes 12 books a year. 12 books a year becomes 36 books in 3 years. That is 36 times you expand your mind. 36 new perspectives. 36 smarter versions of yourself. There is nothing to show off. No one claps for you. But this is one of the strongest habits for increasing your inner value. Habit 9. Journal to clarify your thoughts. You do not need to write well. You do not need to write a lot. You do not need to be deep or philosophical. You only need to write to untangle your thoughts. Journaling is the fastest way to turn chaos in your mind into logic on paper. When you can see your thoughts, you can adjust them more easily. Every decision that follows becomes clearer, calmer, and more accurate. Write to understand yourself, not to impress anyone. Habit 10. Keep one promise to yourself. You do not need 10 goals. You do not need a big, impressive plan. You only need one small promise that you never break. It could be not checking social media before 10 a.m., finishing one bottle of water before coffee, or cleaning your desk every night. Small enough that you cannot fail. But that small promise creates something big. Real confidence. The kind of confidence that comes from one simple truth. When I say I will do something, I do it. Habit 11. Learn to say no more often. Saying no is not rude. It is a survival skill. Every time you say yes because you are afraid to refuse, you trade away your energy, your focus, and the priorities that matter to you. Without no, your life will be driven by other people. With no, you finally begin to drive your own life. Let sentences like, I cannot, I am not the right fit, or I need to prioritize this first, become the fence that protects your peace. Habit 12. Eat whole foods. Eating clean is not a fancy trend. It is the way out of the chronic fatigue you keep blaming on laziness or lack of motivation. Your body is a machine, and food is the fuel. Bad fuel creates bad emotions, bad focus, and sudden drops in energy. Every meal that is less processed and more real helps you stay clearer, more stable, and less at war with yourself. Eat well, think well, live well. Habit 13. Clean your space. The space around you is not just where you live. It is a map of your mind. A clean desk creates a clean mind. A tidy room creates tidy thoughts. A clear environment creates sharper decisions. Every time you raise the standard of your surroundings, you quietly raise the standard of yourself. Clean your space, and your mind will follow. Habit 14. Talk to yourself with respect. The voice in your head is the programmer of your entire life. You cannot build a strong life if the inner narrator is always tearing you down. Shift your self-talk from judging to guiding. From saying you are terrible to saying, okay, that was a mistake, let us fix it. From saying you cannot do it to saying, take one step first. When the voice inside you changes, the direction of your whole life changes with it. Habit 15. Remind yourself daily. No one is coming. It sounds heavy, but it is the fastest idea to set you free. No one is coming to save you. And no one can stop you either. No secret mentor. No miracle. No person who appears at the perfect moment. There is only you, and the choices you make every day. When you fully accept this truth, you step into a completely different version of yourself. You wait less. You expect less magic. You depend on others less. And you finally start creating the life you want. That is the moment you truly grow up. These 15 habits will not flip your life into a new chapter in a few days. But they quietly do something far more important. They upgrade the version of you that you are becoming. And when your identity changes, every result in your life shifts with it. Your work, your health, your relationships, your future. You do not need perfection. You do not need to do everything. You only need consistency with small habits. The tiny adjustments you make every day. Because in the end, small habits build strong identities. And strong identities create great lives.